Great, thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Katie Renneker. I am founder of Carmel Berry Company, and we are a certified women-owned business and makers of fresh pressed elderberry goods. Now, before we go any farther, I am going to show you something that is a true rarity. These are fresh elderberries. So why is this a rarity? Well, because you don't actually get to see these very often, except the fact that elderberries are a native plant to pretty much every continent on Earth. We just don't know how to recognize them. Wherever elderberries grow naturally, the indigenous cultures have been using the products medicinally for literally thousands and thousands of years. And modern studies, what is awesome is modern studies confirm a lot of those traditional uses. Hippocrates referred to elderberry as the medicine chest of the people. And so modern studies show a lot of those same traditional uses, really high in antioxidants, higher than blueberries, pomegranates, cranberries, except it doesn't even come from deep in the rainforest. It is a native plant that grows here. Modern studies also show that elderberry can shorten the duration and lessen the severity of common coughs and colds and flus. It has a great antiviral compounds in it. And also, there's also some great information about modern studies that are ongoing right now on Alzheimer's, on diabetes, on stroke recovery, all of these great things that are happening right as we speak. So I want to point out again why these are a rarity. That's because all the elderberry goods you might find in the grocery store here or in the health store actually use dried imported berries. So what this means is that water is going to be their first ingredient, and a lot of heat has to be applied to it. Well, not with Carmel Berry Company. This is our product. This is fresh pressed elderberry immune. The first ingredient is fresh elderberry juice. We're going to be talking about that in just a minute. I'll get more into that. But again, back to the rarity part. This is an interesting thing because over 95 of the elderberry goods that you might find use dried imported berries, but they actually grow here. So this is something I want to show you. The difference between using fresh elderberries and dried. So this is our fresh pressed elderberry syrup. And I'm just going to do a little example so you can see the color of what elderberry juice looks like and get a sense of what it is. So do you see that bright orange or that bright magenta almost color? When I smell it, it's like blueberry pomegranate juice. That is delicious. Okay, now I have an unnamed brand of elderberry that you can find in CVS. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's kind of a brown sludge. It smells almost bitter, caramelly. I really don't actually like it. It tastes like prune juice, actually. So if that's your thing, you can go for that. But that was what makes ours stand out, is that we use fresh elderberries in our products. So that's how Carmel Berry Company started. When my kids were little, I was looking for a natural remedy that could support our immune systems, because the preschool kid was coming home and getting the baby sick, and then the baby was getting me sick, and my husband, it was just going around and around. And I was looking for natural ways to support our immune system. But when I went to the grocery store and I looked up at elderberry syrup, first thing on the label would be water because it was dried berries. Glycerin would be in there. All kinds of preservatives, and there actually wasn't very much elderberry in any of the elderberry syrups I could find. And that's when I learned that elderberry is actually a native plant to here. It's growing all over my valley, Carmel Valley. And so I started making my own with fresh elderberries. And the taste is incredibly different. It means that water is never an ingredient for us. Heat is minimal when we put it in our products, and it makes it taste much better. We're protecting those phytonutrients. And so I want to introduce you to a couple of products, but I want to also tell you about something else about the elderberry. When I started Carmel Berry, I could not actually find a farmer growing elderberries where I could source the berries. So I decided I needed to take my supply chain into my own hand, and I started growing my own with farmers. I put myself through an organic farming program so I could learn how to farm. And now I support farmers with grants, with mentorships, with workshops. We work with hundreds of farmers all over the US, helping them learn how to grow elderberries as a commercial crop. What does this do? It means that I can control my supply chain. I know exactly which farm my elderberries are coming from. It means that I can have the greatest taste, the greatest potency, and I'm supporting farmers at the same time, which I love. Okay, we're going to start with our fresh pressed elderberry munes. These have only 3 ingredients in them: fresh pressed elderberries, a little bit of Meyer lemon juice, which is my favorite, and honey. Now I'm going to show you the honey that we use. This is California sage honey. Just look at that color. I love it so much. The flavor of it is truly beautiful, and it pairs gorgeously with the elderberry syrup. So we sell this individually on our website, but we also have it in some kits. And one of the kits contains this cute little cup that a local potter that taught all of our kids in the Valley how to do ceramics when they were little. That's Miss Jenny. She makes these beautiful little cups for me because a lot of our customers pour a sip as part of their health routine, take a shot in the morning. Studies show that if you take elderberry breakfast, lunch, dinner, bed, when you first start feeling that little tickle in your throat, that's when elderberry is the most effective to shorten the duration and lessen the severity of colds and flus. So we sell these in a beautiful little kit like these. Often in our kits, we also include our elderflower comfort tea. So this is a set together like this. Now these bundles are super popular with college students, with back to school present for your teacher, holiday gift for the person who loves health and wellness. So this is our elderflower tea. I'm going to talk about that next. Oh, I don't think I actually showed you that this one has honey in it. Has cinnamon in it in addition to the other ingredients like in this one. And it's been described to me as tasting like the middle of a blackberry pie. So good, which is actually true. It really does taste that good. Okay, so in the elderflower tea, we've got all kinds of beautiful immune supporting herbs that are all beneficial, but not loaded with junk. So I didn't really want to have a tea that was like medicine that I had to choke down. I wanted it to be enjoyable. So elderflower comfort tea is the result. And I want to show you what elderflowers look like. I found one last one on the tree today. So these are elderflowers, if you can get a little glimpse of that. They're basically all gone because they're now turning into ripened berries. But I have some elderflowers for you to see. Again, ours that we grow here versus the imported ones. These are the imported ones. Look at that kind of brown. They've been oxidized. There's a lot of stems in it. It doesn't actually have much of a smell. This is our fresh elderflowers. These come from the Salinas Valley, just down the road from me. Oh, they smell like honey. I guess that's the best way to describe it. So beautiful, clean product because we are getting it straight from our farms. We know exactly where this is coming from. All right. So the next thing I want to talk to you about, I want to show you, besides the elderflower that we have, I'm going to take you from the wellness kit into the kitchen because elderberry and elderflower are so delicious in the kitchen too. We're going to start with our elderflower syrup. So this is a simple syrup infused with local native California elderflowers that you saw. Touch of Meyer lemon. Again, I love Meyer lemon. We're going to make a little drink right now. So this one is for fun and flavor. Yes, elderflowers have those same medicinal properties, but the amount is in here. This is just for fun and flavor. This is for sodas, for cocktails, for desserts, those kinds of things. So I'm going to start with a little bit of sparkling water. Again, you could make this into a cocktail with really good with sparkling wine in it, gin, or if you're a vodka person, a little splash of that at the end. But I love that this can be a mocktail that has no alcohol in it and is perfectly balanced and beautiful. So I'm going to put in a little bit of mint. Probably should have done that first to muddle it. I am a home mixologist, not a professional. And that's why we have this for us. So often I will add a little bit of slice of cucumber if I want to muddle that in a little bit. But today I'm going to use fresh lime and a little bit of fresh grapefruit. Smells really good in here right now. So this is fresh grapefruit. I just juiced it this morning. I'm just going to put a little dash of that in. And then that fresh lime juice. This is like super refreshing. Got a little mixer spoon. When we make our one of our bundles is our home mixologist kit. It comes with the elderberry, with the elderflower syrup, as well as the elderberry. We'll talk about that in a minute. And one of these fun little spoons. And of course, recipe cards. We always include recipe cards in all of our gifts. Okay, so I've got that. Now it's time to put a little bit of the elderflower in there. This tastes like, I refer to it as summer sunshine because it really captures that summer thing. But any time a recipe calls for a simple syrup, you can use that. And the drink will change beautifully regardless with whatever you pair it with. Elderflower is referred to as the ketchup of bartending because it's good with everything. So this weekend, my son made a raspberry syrup. He infused the raspberries with the elderflower syrup, and that was what we poured into our sparkling water. It was incredible. Today it's ginger. Today it's grapefruit. It could be lemon and cucumber the next time. All right, so this is our first drink. Cheers. Crisp, refreshing. That's really good. Okay, so that's the elderflower. And then we're going to go next to our same mixologist kit. Where'd I put it? With the elderberry syrup. So we've kind of come full circle. We talked about our fresh pressed elderberry immunes that use that fresh elderberry. This was our very first product we made. This is our fresh pressed elderberry syrup. And this one, what it contains is only 3 ingredients. Again, none of those glycerins, none of those preservatives, none of that junk. This is fresh pressed elderberry juice that is certified organic. A little bit of Meyer lemon juice, and this has organic sugar as a sweetener instead of honey as the other one. This is really popular with our vegan customers, and this is the one along with the elderflower that's on the menus at really nice restaurants, including some Michelin star ones. So again, for our home mixologist, this is the one. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be making another beautiful colored drink. This just, because it is fresh pressed elderberry, it lends itself to an amazing color. All right, so take a fun glass. This was actually my great-grandmother's glass. Fill it with sparkling water. You could also do this with sparkling wine. Add a little bit of lime or lemon juice. This is lime. Add a little bit of the elderberry syrup to your liking. I actually want to show you. You can see that kind of swirl in there. Isn't that a beautiful color? And then for fun, a little bit of grapefruit juice. You could also add a little bit of, ooh, look at that, fizzy. Look at that color. Oh my gosh. So this is an incredible drink. If you add a little bit of tequila, you've got a great drink. You could put a little bit of vodka in there if you want like a little vodka teeny. Elderberry goes great with it too. But again, I love that it is an effective drink that is really healthy and requires no alcohol. So cheers to this one. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, as a reminder, we are fully in the kitchen rather than the wellness cabinet because elderberry can go with everything. So I'm going to show you next a really special product. This is our elderberry syrup. Elderberry syrup. This is our elderberry vinegar. So something that is super special for this one. When we freshly squeeze our elderberries for all of our other elderberry syrups, we are left with the pulp because we're using the fresh elderberries. That is what we give to our vinegar maker. She is so good at her craft. She infuses the California balsamic with these elderberries pulps. So this is an upcycled ingredient, which is very trending these days. Upcycled means that it gets another use before actually being composted on her farm. So we give her the pulp, it infuses to the vinegar, and then we give it to, then it gets to go to her farm afterwards. So what is fun about this one? It is tomato season. So in the fall, Brussels sprouts, butternut squash, you're going to pour this elderberry vinegar right on top of it. And I also bundle it with a little bit. Ooh, that is so good. And then we also have it as a bundle with our olive oil that is a single estate organic olive oil from our neighbors. And then the third thing in that bundle, sea salt. This is Big Sur sea salt. The color of it is because it is infused with our elderberry syrup. So this is a perfect finishing touch on top of your vegetables. So this is our veggie lover bundle. This was the best seller for last year's holiday season. It was huge because it's filled with all these incredible ingredients. And it's really a versatile, approachable way for bringing elderberry into the kitchen, even if somebody's not quite sure what they want to do with it. So cheers to that and tomato season. All right. Last but not at all least, I'm going to talk about our third, the last bundle that we are showcasing today. made with our preserves. This is elderberry Meyer lemon marmalade. Instead of a typical marmalade that has chunks in it of orange and is usually cloyingly sweet, this one is chunks of Meyer lemon. Again, my favorite. This is elderberry blueberry. And we have one more that we've actually added to this very tempting cheese board. So this is holiday time at its best. This has our elderflower pluot preserves. A pluot is a plum apricot hybrid. So, I mean, what am I talking about? Look at that gorgeous thing. This is your picnic time in the summer, and this is your hosting for holiday season time. So that is what's special about our 3 preserves. Again, fresh pressed elderberry. Everything in here is sourced directly from our farmers. So again, I just want to emphasize that not only are women-owned brand, but we are one that is supporting farmers. So I've worked with hundreds of farmers over the past few years, helping them get started on a crop that is a niche crop so that they too can have a slice of that elderberry pie. So I hope you enjoyed learning about elderberry. Hope you have some good takeaways, and let me know if you have any questions.
Wow, Katie, thank you so much. My mouth is salivating. Oh my goodness. We have some amazing comments and questions already dropped into the chat that I'll read aloud, and then reporters, feel free to drop more in and I will get them read. We have Nadia Murdoch here. Hi, Nadia. It's nice to see you. She's from Insider, and this is a network. She's a big health and fitness enthusiast. She just said cheers to a healthy drink. We have Courtney Henley, a blogger from That Girl at the Party. Yummy. Does she source her honey from suppliers in Carmel? When I visited her last year, I know that they have a Carmel Honey Company.
You know, these are all California growers. This is actually my honey because I am a beekeeper, but I don't actually make enough honey for my for our products. I'm pretty small. So yes, it is all sourced from California beekeepers. Not Carmel Honey Company, I know them, but beekeepers that can actually specifically have black sage honey. You know, can I say one more thing? I forgot.
Yes, please do.
This is a really big deal. I haven't told anybody about this. You guys are hearing it first. Talk about a rarity. Can you see this? I can't believe I forgot to say this. This is a gummy. This is an elderberry gummy. Have you ever seen an elderberry gummy that does not contain junk ingredients? They usually have sugar. They usually have corn syrup. They have all kinds of junk in it and basically no elderberry. We're working really hard on creating an elderberry that has no refined sugars, no sugar alcohols, and it's going to be out really soon. Okay, throw that
Yummy. Thank you, Katie. Another comment here just from Courtney. She said, I live for Meyer's lemons.
Oh, me too.
We got a question here from Jennifer from the New York Amsterdam News. Where are you sold? Everything looks delicious.
Thank you. Well, we're in about 200 stores, mostly on the West Coast, but also sprinkled out through the United States. We have a locator map on our website, so you can find us, and then always online. So you can find anything here online direct. I couldn't hear you.
Awesome. Sorry, I was talking here internally. Another question here from Courtney. That Girl at the Party. She says, have you ever thought about making cannabis elderberry gummies?
You know, some of our elderberry growers do work with cannabis as well, and I think that those are 2 powerful plants that pair really well together to support our immune system and other bodily functions. So that is an idea for future.
Awesome. Another question, or just a comment here from Jennifer from the Real Moms of SFV. Kudos, 8 years strong. It seems like she's been following you for a while.
Yeah, we just celebrated my birthday.
And then another question we have that came through here. When are elderberries in season?
So right now, I literally picked these this morning. The elder flowers is May, June, and the elderberries is August, September. I want to point out that these are blue. The West Coast elderberries are blue. East of the Rockies are purple, and European are purple when they're ripe as well.
Yum. Another question here from Nadia. She's from Insider, and this is a network. Is elderberry safe for younger kids to consume?
Really good to ask that. So elderberry is generally recognized as safe. So that means, yes, it is on a safe list. We recommend over 2 years of age, especially for our products that contain honey. You would want to wait a little bit longer. But we know plenty of pediatricians that recommend it and midwives that recommend it right from the beginning, or, from solid foods, but you would need to check with your provider first. Absolutely. Same thing with adults. If you have autoimmune diseases, or any other special heart condition or health condition, you would absolutely want to communicate with your doctor first. And if you go harvesting yourself in the wild, please make sure you know that you're actually picking an elderberry.
Yes, that is good advice. And just a comment here from Jennifer, real mom of SFB. I love it that you're involved in the supply chain and support small businesses and farmers.
Absolutely. That's probably the greatest joy of this job is my work with the farmers.
Getting new messages here. Okay. How important is this new crop to California?
UC Davis has actually taken it on as a new line of study. They do a lot with like tomatoes and wine grapes. So the fact that they have taken it on as something to study is really indicative. And also something really important is that it's there's a crop grant that just came through in California for over $5 million looking at elderberry as regenerative agriculture crop. So that is huge because that is where we absolutely need to go for climate change and for low drought or drought tolerant crops. So this is going to be a really big deal in California going forward.
Thank you, Kitty. Another question here from Courtney. Again, that girl at the party. During COVID, they were oddly saying not to take elderberry because it could cause a cysteine reaction. Was that debunked?
It absolutely was debunked. And interestingly, it was about 1 or 2 people that misread a study. And then, of course, it went viral, no pun intended. And it took a lot of work from the scientific community to say this study was read wrong. It is not it won't cause a cytokine storm. And so yeah, that was debunked shortly after, but that lasted a long time on the internet.
Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that, Katie.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just comment back to that. Yes, I was taking it when I had it and everyone started calling and saying that.
Yeah, no worries. There's actually 2 new studies from last year and this year regarding COVID and elderberry. That's very promising. So preliminary, but promising.
Wonderful. How is, again, from Courtney, how is elderberry for cancer?
There is some research that's been done on cancer. I am not a medical expert, so I don't feel comfortable, saying a recommendation like that. But if you sign up for our newsletter, we're actually going to have a scientific review of all the latest studies that include some on cancer coming out really soon. Probably within the next month, we will release that.
And can we sign up to your newsletter from your website?
Yes, carmelberry.com.
Wonderful. Courtney says thank you. All right, we have a couple minutes left, reporters, so please feel free to drop those last-minute questions in the chat. And I just want to remind you that samples and press releases can be requested on our website, mediaandmerch.com. We'll just hold on here for another minute or so to see if any more questions come through. I am ready for lunch. I want that caprese salad with the elderberry vinegar. Oh,
I know. Good. That elderberry vinegar was referred to me as a buyer for a really prominent grocery store in San Francisco as being, this is quote, quite possibly the best vinegar I've ever tasted. And so people who love balsamics go pretty nuts for that. And so that, again, huge hit last holiday season for that one.
I'm a big balsamic girl.
Oh, you all love it.
Allison said she's buying it right now. We're all balsamic girls over here. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions. Katie, thank you so much for being here with us today. Reporters, thank you as well.
Thanks so much, all of you guys too. Really appreciate you coming to listen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.